See the number of vehicles here, and also the service has been slow.
One job done. Second job, get this Ducati a bit checked before the track session. He's the designated driver for me while I was picking up the bike.
And that's a big problem even in Ducati. Ducati may be what's happening, even BMW, Triumph, what's happening is the number of... Here at Orange Motors Service Center for the Nexon EV service, I think this is the 6th or 7th service if I remember correctly. Covered around 26,000 kilometers in 2 years, 6 months. Only irritating part is, you see the number of vehicles here. And also the service has been slow in terms of taking the vehicle. I came here around 9:30, it's 10:40 right now. We just did the job card and the technician went for a test ride. And there are very few EV focused technicians here, I think, which is going to be a much more challenging problem going forward because their EV sales are shooting up, but the service technicians aren't increasing in a similar rate. And I'm waiting for the technician to communicate the things I wanted to be checked. Minor things, but still I wanted to communicate directly to the technician and get it done as soon as possible. Few things that I'm getting done on this car are one, there is a software update which adds cruise control and regeneration levels up to 3 levels. Those are some important features that you can control with the sticks here or the controls on the steering wheel. But on the steering wheel, one issue is this side is fine, but this side, whenever I press the arrow button, that's clicking the mute button by mistake, so that's not working properly. Also, the AC filter gets clogged up quite fast. It was cleaned just 6 months back, so that needs replacing. Yearly service bill is not more than what, 5,000-6,000 yeah, or maximum 7,500. Even if they do some extra necessary services like changing the air filter regularly or even doing wheel alignment balancing every 6 months, which they don't need to. But it's okay. One way for them to earn the money, I guess. But even then, 7,500 per year is pretty low. That's the only thing that I paid for, because for me, the current bill's almost free with the solar panels at home, and I hardly charge it outside. There's mostly ridden in the city. Car's in pretty good condition. Talking about condition, you see those EV trim materials, they're broken. But since 1.5 years, Tata has not able to replace that because the service center has no idea if they can get that part. They say, though, you don't get those parts. The dealer has no idea. I've been bounced left, right and center. Small things are still not great, but on a whole, I would give them probably 6 to 7 out of 10 right now. That's the best I can give in terms of service because they haven't screwed up my car and I am happy. That's what, after this service we'll know more.
One job done. Second job, get this Ducati a bit checked before the track session starts in January, because you want your bike to be in the utmost perfect condition before every track session. You don't want any loose bits here and there. You don't want any oil slippages on the track because that's hazardous to the other people. So every time before a track session I get my bike checked. Of course, this would be the last track session for this bike, hopefully. I've decided not to go ahead with the Daytona 675 because one, it's not the R version, because the R version gets Olin suspension and Brembo brakes. This one has, I think, Nissan brakes and regular Marzocchi or WP suspension if I'm not wrong. Also, the owner was reluctant to decrease the price, and I thought it's way higher. For the same money I can get a decently new condition 765 and have a race kit on it for the track session. That way I can tour on the street triple and also have it on the track with probably much more power. It just doesn't have the same aggressive stance as the Daytona, which I am okay with because I'm not here to get into any racing competition or something. I just want to get fast on whichever bike I am on and on whichever track I will be riding. That's the priority of my track sessions. Let's see how fast we can get on each track. We know a benchmark for MMRT, Curry, Misano. Misano, that target is if I can get to ride again there, I want to do it in 2 minutes. That's the aim. Let's see. The last was 2 minutes 38 or 37 seconds, which was terrible. And the funny thing is, even with no track experience, by the 4th or 5th lap I already saved 10 seconds on my lap times. That's the thing about track riding, right? The more you ride, the better you get. The more saddle time you get on the bike and on the track, the faster you become naturally. Few skills obviously matter, but that's something you can definitely learn over time. So few things that I'm getting checked on this bike for the track session are, one, there is a warranty claim that's almost approved. You see the instrument cluster plastic here, that's cracking up from underneath the screen. We didn't put any GoPros or any sticky mounts or anything, so that's being replaced under warranty. Also, there is some squeaking noise from the rear suspension. This started happening from the last trip to Goa. Maybe the dirt or something. I tried to do a clean wash and see if that persists, but even after a wash, that sound was still there. And I think the topmost side of the springs are rubbing against each other under heavy load. Maybe preload needs to be increased. That is something they're getting checked. Also, the visor need to be adjusted because this moves decently at a high speed, so they need to remove the entire headlight and tighten the screws properly, because when they first fitted it, that issue didn't happen. It's only the second time that's happening. Engine, mechanical, transmission wise, everything's perfect. So far no issues on that front. Oh, and if you have seen my previous video, this is the reason why. Damn, that's a bad flat tire. If you have seen my previous video, you would know that I damaged the key, right? So need to order a replacement key. Luckily, because we have one spare key working, I need to just order the spare key. Both are gone. This entire set need to be replaced. That would be super expensive. So luckily it's just a spare key. I have to inquire the cost. And if you haven't seen the previous video, go check it out. I had a chance to test ride the Daytona 675. If you like it, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and share, guys.
Gave the bike around 11 o'clock today in the morning. Had to pick up the car and then the bike, go at the same time. So been using Uber quite a lot, and it has become a nightmare because Uber drivers were cancelling left, right and center. Anyway, here at a new restaurant called Zuki in Jubilee Hills, and we have one of the most commonly seen person in the vlogs. Yes, so he is the designated driver for me while I was picking up the bike. Typical Aditya role is taken by him. Thank you. You didn't ask for a treat here. You missed the idea. Seems like a very busy place. Thanks to Instagram and thanks to one of the subscribers, we found space inside because most of the place was busy and locked. At least half an hour. Anyway, let us have a quick dinner here. We'll catch you guys at home because I want to talk a few things about the general dealership experience at Tata and Ducati. Tata is one extreme end in terms of cars and EVs. Ducati is at a different extreme in terms of premium motorcycles. But there is one common thing. So for to know what's that common thing, you need to wait for a while, okay? The food at that restaurant was lovely. Although a bit crowded, and I think the place lacked a bit of music, but the sushi we had and the tofu steak that I had, man, the tofu probably was at least 250 grams. I'm feeling so bloated already. It's what, 12:30 right now in the night. Need to finish shooting this part of the video and then go edit it and then upload it for you guys to see it in the next day. A lot of work, but sometimes I stay beyond 12 o'clock, but all that's for you guys and for the love you show me on the platform, and for that this much of effort is sometimes needed. Although I most of the time prefer to finish my edits by 10 or 11 so that I can chill. I don't want to stay up late because the next day would be screwed up, but this time it's an exception because I have a schedule to finish the number of videos in December. Let's hope we hit the target. Coming back to the video, I wanted to talk about the two things, right? So the first thing that I noticed at the Tata dealership was the number of service advisors that day. Maybe because of the Christmas season, there were only 2 people there. Most of them were on vacation. Beyond that, the main problem that I heard was there was an EV technician, a senior technician at Tata locally, AP and Telangana. He heads most of the service related things, and he told me number of EV technicians are quite low, and most of the time they rotate among the manufacturers within the industry. So there is no new talent that's coming up, and that's a big problem even in Ducati. Ducati may be what's happening, even BMW, Triumph, what's happening is the number of really skilled technicians that we have is very low. And if whoever we have, they keep rotating around the dealerships. So overall, I feel there is a certain trend, be it car dealerships or the new EV vehicle manufacturers or premium motorcycles like Ducati. The number of talented technicians and the amount of talent they have is not at par with the sales that they do. I mean, for instance, Ducati probably does not more than 8 to 10 sales in Hyderabad, but still the number of technicians there or the skilled technicians are low. You can get manpower for 8 to 10,000. In fact, the service advisor at Tata was saying his salary is 8 to 10,000 yearly. In these days, surviving on 8 to 10,000 rupees per month after all the cuttings is hard. And this lack of enough manpower, and that too skilled manpower, kind of affects the sales experience or the service experience of customers too, because I'm sure sales we have enough people, but in terms of service, because if the service experience is not at a high level, what happens is their confidence in buying the next car is gone. Like for instance, if you ask Shiva to buy Tata, he wouldn't buy even if Tata service is rated 100 out of 100. The problem is his experience with his car Manza has left a big scar on his face. So even if I'm telling, oh, my car's been doing well, the service has been doing good, for him to buy a Tata car, that's going to be a big barrier. So service experience will leave a lasting impact compared to sales, in my opinion. So I think most of the dealers or manufacturers, if they focus on increasing the number of service technicians, increasing the manpower who are handling service, and making sure the service experience is top notch, will take their sales to a next level too. That's just my opinion, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. It just happened coincidentally that I was giving the Nexon EV and the Ducati Scrambler for service, and the common thing that I found was so interesting that I thought I would share and make a video about it. The Ducati bill was around 6,000 because it was just mostly chain cleaning, and the suspension noise went away now after cleaning the rusting that happened in the suspension ball joint and also lubricating it. At the Tata service, it was just 5,000 for basic gear oil change and some basic service things, cleaning their AC filter and all, and also the software update. So on a whole, thoroughly happy with the bills, and the key cost is probably around 6,000 or 7,000. I need to get the exact amount, but thankfully it's not my mistake is not costing me too much. And that's it for today's video. In case you're watching this night time, have a good night and take care, and see you guys in the next one. And make sure you subscribe, because the next one's going to be a Nexon EV video. We're going to do some range testing with the new features, because I think the range has improved quite a lot. So stay tuned for that. Chalo, bye bye.